No vídeo de hoje eu quero falar de alguma coisa que eu fiz muito simples que me ajudou muito a destravar o meu português e também de sentir bem em geral na vida. Isso vai te ajudar se você está sentindo travado no inglês e você quer destravar e poder conectar melhor com pessoas na Austrália. Neste episódio eu vou também fazer um novo quadro do podcast onde eu te ensino gírias no inglês australiano para você entender e usar na sua vida conversando com os australianos. Eu vou contar um mico de inglês muito fofinho que você vai gostar, então espera até o final. Se você não me conhece, sou ela e estou aqui no missão para ajudar brasileiros a sentir maravilhoso na Austrália. I've talked a lot on the podcast about how in Brazil, learning Portuguese, I felt for a long time like a child. And this was a really painful experience because it made its way into my identity and I felt incapable, incompetent, and I actually started to not like the person that I was. And as well as having this childish part of me come out a lot in Brazil, I would also have another part of me that would be telling off, cobrando, telling off this other part of me, this childish part of me. They would be saying, well, you need to go be more social, you need to be more brave, you need to study more Portuguese so that you learn faster. Why are you so introverted? And this only made the childish part of me feel awful and smaller. And these were the two states that I would be in Brazil most often. I remember this one party that I went to, and I was so excited for this party. I was like, this is my chance. This is where I'm going to make friends. It was really close to my house, so I was so hopeful. I was like, I'm going to go to this party, and then I'm going to make a friend that lives really close to me, so it's going to be easy for me to hang out with somebody. To hang out is to spend time, passar tempo junto. So I had this dream that I was going to meet a friend and we were going to be able to hang out, and this was going to make me so much happier. But I arrived at this party and I froze. I kept thinking in my head, I don't know how to start a conversation with somebody. What do I say? Like, oi, tudo bem? Like, I didn't know how to talk to anybody. So I just stayed quiet. And the longer that I was quiet, the louder the other voice in my head got that was saying, why are you like this, Ella? Why are you being a coward? And just being so disappointed with myself at the same time as having this childish part of me that just was taking over my body and making me feel smaller and smaller and smaller. And I ended up leaving this party not having talked to anybody and just feeling so disappointed and sad and missing my friends from home in Australia so much. And it was a very, very low moment for me in Brazil. And things got a little bit better. There was a party later on in my time in Brazil that I really felt part of the party, that I managed to have good conversations with people. So it was a moment that passed as my Portuguese got better. But this isn't the thing that helped me the most, because now I feel completely destravada, completely free, completely able to speak in Portuguese with happiness and joy and have fun. And I don't freeze anymore. Sometimes I forget a word, but I don't become this child part anymore. So what helped me? This really didn't happen until after I came back to Australia. But when I came back to Australia, This was a really hard time for me. Last year was a really hard year because I came back to Australia, my grandpa was dying, all of my friends had moved out of my city. I had no friends that lived in my city anymore, so I felt really alone. And I was in the process of separating from my ex-boyfriend, so I was grieving really deeply. If you don't know what grieving is, to grieve is... Grief is luto emocional. Tava lutando, I was grieving. And very sad a lot. And the saddest moment of my day was at night when I hopped into bed. I would feel so alone. I would feel the space next to me in the bed where there was nobody, where there used to be my ex, but he wasn't there, and I just felt so alone. And I would remember how I wanted to be loved in one moment. And this is the moment that changed everything for me. I was grieving and I was so sad in bed, and I imagined myself next to me in the bed. I imagined myself giving myself the hug that I really wanted. And suddenly I felt this pain in my body relax a little bit. And I felt kind of vibration in my body. And I started talking to myself. This part of me that was giving this childish part a hug I was saying to myself, I'm always going to be here for you. I'm not going anywhere. I'm never going to abandon you again. I love you. You're so brave. I was talking to myself and giving myself the love that I was really missing. And this changed everything for me. This was the start of me building a different relationship with myself, where I would give myself love. And I do this so often now, especially at night when I'm in my bed. I do this. I imagine myself giving myself a hug, or you don't even have to do that, but it's just giving yourself the love that it's missing. And after this was the start where I started to feel like nothing could break me. I started this practice where we say in English, had my back. Like I looked after myself, I supported myself, and I just started to feel strong. I started to feel like this childish part of me that felt small in Brazil started to feel like it was protected. I no longer looked to my ex-boyfriend or to anybody else to support that childish part, because I was going to support that childish part. And I wasn't going to tell it, you need to do this, you need to do this. As if it was a child, I was going to hold its hand, and together we were going to keep doing life, and I wasn't going to ever leave that child alone crying again. And I just started to feel so much better just doing this every day. It was like this childish part of me that was so stuck became stronger and stronger every day as I did this, because I started to feel like this childish part started to feel safe and supported. And this is the key to destravar, to free your English, because English is so linked to feeling safe. When we don't feel safe, we freeze. Our brain doesn't work properly. But when we start to feel safe and curious, our English flows. I just want you to maybe have a think about this. Think about how you're talking to yourself, because this part of you that maybe feels like a child and freezes and is scared to speak English, are you criticizing that part? And what would happen? What would change if you decided to hold that part's hand and give it what it really needs, which is support and love? it really helped me. So I highly recommend trying it. So now I'm going to teach you some Australian expressions. But as I said, the key really for English is to feel safe. So it's really important that when you practice English as well, practice with people that make you feel safe, people that you're interested in. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but have you noticed that when you speak English, if there's a topic that you're interested in, you can speak better than if there's a topic that you're not interested in. I noticed this a lot in Brazil. I would be at a party. I thought, oh my God, I've paid attention for the last hour and now I can't listen to any more Portuguese. My brain's not working anymore. I can't understand anything anymore. But then, if the topic of conversation changed to being something that I was interested in, suddenly I could understand again. Usually that topic would be self-development, autoconhecimento, or an experience someone's had in their life that taught them something. My ears would start working again and I could understand. So this is another tip. As you practice your English, practice with people that you like. And if you don't have any, that's okay. You can practice with ChatGPT, or there's many online groups that you can go and practice your English. I'm here as well if you want to practice with me.
How you going, mate? Mate? Yeah, no, I'm pretty good. How you going?
Bem-vinda ao novo quadro do podcast que se chama Bate Papo Roo, porque eu vou te ensinar como bater papo do jeitinho australiano, com gírias e expressões muito usadas aqui. Primeiramente, eu vou te ensinar algum vocabulário, algumas expressões, e depois eu vou te mostrar um diálogo que pode realmente ser um diálogo que talvez você vai ter na sua vida. E esse diálogo, eu escolhi gírias que mostram muito interesse na outra pessoa. Porque quando você quer criar conexão e você se sente seguro dentro de você, curiosidade é um ingrediente para fazer a conversa fluir muito naturalmente. E essas expressões vão te ajudar com isso. Isso é algumas reações que pode ter. Primeiramente, true. Isso literalmente é verdade. Mas nesse contexto é mais tipo, pode crer. True. Próximo temos far out. Isso é tipo caramba. Uma expressão de usar quando você está chocada e você não quer falar o palavrão. Você fala caramba porque você não quer falar. Isso é a mesma coisa no inglês. Você fala far out no lugar do the F word. Próxima reação que você pode ter. That's wild. Nesse contexto, wild tem nada a ver com selvagem. Wild significa que loucura. That's wild. Você está vendo como essas reações mostram interesse? That's brutal. Isso é tipo, que bad. That's brutal. E depois temos alguns adjetivos. Primeiro é chill, tranquilo. Temos hectic. Hectic, pode ser difícil a pronúncia aqui. Hectic. Hectic significa caótico ou corrido. Tipo, I had a hectic day. Eu tive um dia muito corrido, muito louco. Temos 2 perguntas que mostram interesse na outra pessoa. What do you reckon? Tipo, isso é, o que você acha? What do you reckon? Pode responder, I reckon it's cool. Eu acho legal. Outra is, what are you into? O que você gosta? What are you into? E pode responder, I'm into books, I'm into reading, I'm into surfing, qualquer coisa depois. Agora eu vou te mostrar um diálogo. para você ver em contexto, em um contexto real, conversação real, como esses gírias estão usadas. Essa é uma conversa inicial entre John, da Austrália, e Ana, que é brasileira, chegou na Austrália, e John está perguntando algumas coisas, e Ana está contando um pouco sobre de onde ela vem, que é São Paulo. Ok, John começa. How long you been in Oz for? Traduzida, how long have you been in Australia for? Mas ele fala do jeitinho australiano. How long you been in Oz for? Anna fala, about 8 months now. About 8 months now. John, true. What do you reckon? Do you like it? Anna, yeah, I love it. The lifestyle is super chill. I come from a massive city called São Paulo in Brazil. The traffic there is hectic. I would typically spend 2 hours of my day in traffic on the commute to work. Commute, se você não sabe, é a jornada até trabalho, deslocamento diário. Commute. John fala, far out, that's wild. 2 hours. E Anna fala, yeah, 2 hours to go to work and 2 hours to drive home. And that's on a normal day. If it's raining, it could be more. John fala, brutal. That's brutal. Anna fala, yeah. Anyways, tell me about you. What are you into? E John pode falar qualquer coisa depois disso. Pode ser, I'm into music. I listen to a lot of music. And Anna pode falar, cool. What kind of music do you listen to? Or, cool, what do you like about music? E esse já entra numa conversa um pouco mais profunda sobre os gostos de John. Então, essa é uma conversa que pode começar a criar conexão. Quero falar mais alguma coisa sobre criando conexão com os australianos. Pode ser que demora um pouco mais do que com brasileiros, mas nossas conexões pode ser ainda muito profunda, mas talvez vai demorar um pouco mais. Então, talvez você vai precisar conversar, ter esses conversinhos um pouco mais vezes até um australiano se sentir muito confortável e se abrir muito. Espero que esse episódio te ajudou a achar um espaço dentro de você onde você se sente seguro com você mesmo e você pode trazer isso a suas conversas aqui na Austrália usando esses novos gírias. Agora é a hora do mico de semana e esse é muito fofinho. Espero que você goste. Mas antes do mico, eu quero muito te convidar ao masterclass que está acontecendo em breve. É um masterclass que vai focar nas diferenças-chave entre português e inglês, porque se você sabe isso, você vai errar muito menos, porque traduzindo do português, onde você vai ser errando no inglês mais regularmente. Então, essa aula vai te ajudar muito, é 100% de graça, então espero te ver lá na masterclass em breve. Agora é a hora do mico de semana. Esse mico é super fofinho. Ok. Tem um aluno, Marcos, e ele ensina jiu-jitsu às crianças na Austrália. E ele estava querendo que as crianças façam um círculo. Mas cada vez que eles fazem um círculo, eles ficam tudo coladinhos um do outro. E ele queria um pouco mais de espaço entre as crianças. Então, ele não sabia como falar tudo isso. Então, ele faz que eles fazem um círculo. Ele fala, make a circle. Depois, ele quer que eles segurem as mãos, anda para trás e depois senta. Mas, quando ele tenta falar para eles, segura seus mãos, ele fala, hold your hands. E quando ele virou e olhou para as crianças, todas as crianças foi segurando as próprias mãos, tipo rezando. Muito fofinho. Porque isso acontece muito, porque se você tenta traduzir seus ou suas no inglês, não é sempre yours. Seus ou suas pode ser algumas palavras diferentes no inglês, dependendo de quem você está falando. Então, ele falava para as crianças, segura as mãos de você. Então, por isso que eles tudo fiz isso. Mas, se você quer falar segura mãos um do outro, seria tipo, mais naturalmente hold hands. Mas, eu quero te ensinar um pouco dos outros sentidos de suas no inglês. Suas pode ser yours, theirs, his or hers. Eu espero que você gostou do episódio. Eu te vejo na semana que vem e não esquece de me mandar os seus micos, porque eu preciso contar muitas mais histórias engraçadas no podcast. Até na semana que vem, gente.